What causes poverty? In this module, you will learn about major sources of poverty, relation between population growth and poverty, vicious circle of poverty. The 200 years of British rule impoverished millions of people in India. Our resources were plundered and industries were destroyed. The evil of hunger and famine swallowed many poor Indians. Agriculture is the principal means of livelihood even today, especially in rural areas. Therefore, the ownership of land determines the well-being of the people. Those who own some land have a better chance to improve their living conditions. The government of India made attempts to ensure equitable distribution of land among the farmers after independence by introducing land reforms like ceiling on land holdings. The government seized the land from those who owned excessively large amount and distributed it among the landless. Poverty can be explained by characteristics of poor people. One of the major circumstances that cause poverty is low level of education and skills. In the absence of these attributes, people are forced to take up low income earning jobs. Unemployment is one of the primary causes of poverty. Most of the urban poor are either unemployed or intermittently employed as casual laborers. They do not have any job security and thus they remain in the state of poverty. The hardships of the poor are aggravated by the inflation in the economy. The price of goods, especially food grains and essential goods, is steeply rising. With their low levels of income, poor people find it difficult to acquire even 2 square meals a day. Indebtedness is another cause of poverty and is very common in India, especially in rural areas. Farmers take loan to cultivate their land, and in the event of their failure to repay the loan on time, they get deprived of ownership of their land. This brings poverty in rural sector of the country. The rigid caste system followed in India is responsible for poverty. Scheduled caste and scheduled tribes are not able to participate in emerging employment opportunities. Poverty in urban areas has been caused due to rural-urban migration. This is an overflow of rural population who migrate to urban areas in search of livelihood. Industries fail to absorb all these people, which increase the extent of poverty in urban areas. An economist has aptly said, "Poverty is the cause and consequence of itself." This implies that a country remains in the state of poverty due to its inherent economic backwardness. This is termed as vicious circle of poverty. Vicious circle of poverty can be explained for an economically backward country. If a country is poor, there would be lack of demand for goods and services. Thus, there would be no inducement to invest. Lesser capital formation will reduce productivity and hence generates low income. Let us recall what we have learned. The poverty is seeped deep into the Indian economy by the British during their rule of 200 years over it. Agriculture is the primary occupational activity in India. Therefore, ownership of land determines the material well-being of the people. Government introduced land reforms like ceiling on land holdings to ensure equitable distribution of land. The conditions of farmers didn't improve even after getting the land from government due to the non-viability of cultivation on account of small size of land holding. The major causes of poverty in India are A. Low level of education and skills, B. Unemployment, C. Unequal distribution of income and assets, D. Continuously increasing prices of essential goods, E. population growth. F. Indebtedness and failure to oblige the loan on time. G. Large-scale migration from rural sector to the urban. Vicious circle of poverty refers to the circular constellations that keep a poor country always in the state of poverty.